Hey, Michelle, Happy New Year. Sheila, Happy New Year. Hey, Isaac Lakeisha Leach, Happy New Year to you. All right, let's get him in. Ed, Happy New Year, sir. Jorge, Happy New Year, sir, to you. Patricia, Happy New Year. Richard, good evening. Happy New Year to you. Mari, Happy New Year. Sarah, Happy New Year to you. Hey, Jerome, Happy New Year. And let's see, Jerome Davis and Jerome Irvin, Happy New Year. Valeria, hello. Hey, Ruby, hey, take me for a ride in the car. That's what I want to say. Happy New Year to you. Hey, Darren, Happy New Year to you. Chris, Happy New Year. See, Nicole, it is our first date night of 2021. Basina, Happy New Year. Hello to you. Kwanzaa, I'm sorry. Happy New Year. Hey, Coach, Happy New Year to you. Luanda Tillman, thank you. Happy New Year to you. Angel, Happy New Year. Rockin' Robin from all the way from Kansas City. Happy New Year. John, Happy New Year to you, sir. Good to see you on Lahoma. Good evening and Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us. Um, Holly, Happy New Year. Latasha, hello. Janie, a blessed and productive year to you also. Michelle, Happy New Year to you. Vanessa, hello. Denise, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Tony Jordan, my brother, good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. Sandra, hello. Miranda, Happy New Year. Tawana, I'm still mad with you, but I'm not mad at you anymore because I'm going to tell you about how I did that. I haven't blocked you yet. Oh, it's coming. Watch. Watch. Uh, Angela, Happy New Year. Buddy Ware, Buddy in the City, thank you for joining us. Lorraine, hello, thank you for joining us. Angie from the DMV, thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. Beverly Hall, thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us as well. Deborah Passanez, but thank you for joining us. Molly Lieberman, Happy New Year and Happy Friday to you. Hey, Jossie, thank you for joining us. Blessings to you, ma'am, and thank you for your text. I don't think I responded, but I did see I was driving. Deborah, thank you so much for joining us. Let me see who else. Michael, hey, Michael, thank you for joining us. And Mary, all the way from Washington State, thank you for joining us as well. Larry Baker, that's Mayor Larry Baker of Waltowerville, Georgia. Thank you, sir. Happy New Year to you. Gloria Wells, thank you so much for joining us. Let's see, who else? Sabrina, thank you for joining us. Francis, thank you for joining us. Hey, Dr. Pete Silva, one of my mentors. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you. And thank you, Ed, for setting the mood of how we're going to roll this year. Jemiah, thank you for joining us. I'm glad that you are here. Trinity, hello. Buster, hello. And what's good, Aaron? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about what's good. Denise, thank you for joining us. Carolyn, hey, Carolyn. Happy New Year to you. Brandon, Happy New Year. Jeanette, Happy New Year. Hey, Miss Alfreda Goldwire, thank you for joining us. Happy New Year. Thank you for joining us. Mary Ivy, thank you for joining us as well. Happy New Year. Bernice, thank you. Belina, Happy New Year to you. Takoa, Happy New Year. Hey, Steve Donstad, good to see you, my brother. Happy New Year to you. And Ethel, all the way from Ohio, Happy New Year. Christine, Happy New Year as well. Tanya, Happy New Year. 2021 is the year of the cow. Okay. All right. Kathy, thank you for joining us. Karina, Happy New Year. Brenda, I'm still trying to work that out to you. I just got your text, so we're going to see if we can get it worked out for you. But Happy New Year to you. Pauline, hey, Pauline, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Barbara Kaufman is here, so that means the Kaufman family is represented. Good to see you, Sister Kaufman. Kelvin, thank you for joining us. Hey, Lynette, good to see you. Thank you for joining us as well. Deanie, Happy New Year to you. And Ann Allen Westbrook. And we'll talk a little bit about the illegal guns because too much shooting going around here just on the holiday. Chris, Happy New Year. Anna, we could talk about what happened in City Market last night. Hey, Pastor Cleveland Critton, thank you for joining us. Hey, A. Hall Houston, thank you. Good to see you. D. Brown, happy New Year to you. Mary Jane Crouch, thank you for your sterling work during 2020 at the Second Harvest Food Bank. We as a community will do better because we know there's still hungry folks. Thank you so much for joining us. Barbara Dolores, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Georgia Peach, happy New Year as well. Dean, big ups to you, sir, as well. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much for joining us. Lakeisha, thank you for joining us. Hey, Jonette, thank you for joining us. And now the Liebermans are officially in the house because Marsha and Bruce Lieberman are here. Thank you for joining us on this evening. Hey, Dr. Shaquita Thompson, thank you for joining us. And I think I owe you a call. Pastor Andre Osborne, good to see you, sir. Great to see you the other night as well on Zoom. Thank you. Ann, hello. Judy, hello. Happy New Year to you as well. Alfonso, salute. Feliz Navidad and Prospero Años. All right. Felicidad. I think I said it right. Hey, Tasha Jones, thank you for joining us. And we'll talk about that. Hey, Travis, Happy New Year, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us. And Neil, thank you for all your work this year. Merry Christmas. And Sonia Witherspoon, Happy New Year to you. Thanks for coming with us. Hey, Andrea Miller, thank you as well. Hey, William Easton Jr., thank you for joining us. Maggie, I do not know when the teachers are going to get the vaccine, but we'll talk about it. Inky Brittany, good to see you. Thank you for all you do. Jennifer, thank you as well. Ursula, Happy New Year. Tandra Bradshaw, thank you for joining us. Jacqueline Stokes as well. Michelle Young, thank you so much. I think you're pretty awesome too. Randy, hello. Loto! Where's my Lysol? You were supposed to had a care package for me, so I want my quarantine care package. Levante, hey, good to see you. Kayla, thank you so much. Cheryl, I haven't seen you since last year either. Hey, Mrs. Angie Brown, it's 2021. Terentia, good evening. And the awesome Dawn Baker is in the house. Dawn, Happy New Year to you. Thank you for being who you are and what you've done. Antoinette Swindell, Happy New Year to you. Shauna Lee Silberman, thank you. Happy New Year. Felicia Armstrong Schumann, thank you for joining us. Sarita Johnson, Happy New Year. My brother Pete Nichols, good to see you. Happy New Year. Brenda Lawson, Happy New Year. Latrella Sams, hello. Charmaine, thank you for joining us. Nisi Solomon, Happy New Year. Sean, Happy New Year. And I think it is about time for us to run it. Andrea and Alfonso, Terry, Joy, Carrie. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. Sean, hello. Let's see. Yeah, Waynette, thank you. Jean, hello. Shantae, thank you as well. Nakira, hello. And Debbie Williams Walker. I had to say her name because, you know, she gets kind of feeling some kind of way as well. Denise, hey, Coach Naughty, good to see you, sir, as well. Hey, Edward Marco, thank you so much. Alicia, thank you. Ivania, hey, Candy girl, Happy New Year. Marla and Curtis, can we get Chick-fil-A in the mall back? I'm going to answer that question because you asked me that before, and I thought I had answered it. But anyway, Kathy, hello. Raymond, hello. Jonathan, hello. Charlene. Hey, Amari Adams, AAA. Happy New Year to you. Barbara, thank you. Hey, Peanut and Stephanie. Faye, hello. Thank you all so much. And Sophia, thank you. Hey, Carolyn, please tell Savannah I said hello. And to the newest doctor soon, we have claimed it, for Dr. Heather Webb. Happy New Year, you doctor. I'm calling you first in 2021. Happy New Year. Yvette Richards, good to see you from Kansas City. Jocelyn, Leslie, there's a bunch of y'all on here. So let's go ahead and talk. Let's talk. So anyway, so if it's Friday in Savannah, If it's Friday in Savannah during the pandemic, if it's Friday during Savannah during the pandemic, and you know you don't have somewhere that you absolutely have to be, if it's Friday in Savannah during the pandemic and you have nowhere else you're supposed to be, you have to be, you're keeping the faith and following the signs. If it's Friday in Savannah, Georgia during the pandemic and you have no place that you have to be, but you're keeping the faith and following the signs, then you are here with us. Yes, it is the first Friday Night Live, our first date on January the 1st, 2021. Welcome to 2021. I am so glad that you are here with me. A bunch of y'all on here tonight too. I thank you for being home. Thank you for being home. And so, a couple of things we want to talk about, and we'll get to it. The first thing that's on my mind right now are fireworks and guns. And I don't know about you. And again, I want to make sure we're real clear about this, because people always get me twisted. And I'll say again, I believe in the Second Amendment as a law enforcement officer. Hey, Patricia Richardson. Hey, Nathaniel. Sorry about your loss of your beloved grandmama. I loved your grandmama before you were born. I loved her. So we send out your condolences to you and your family. But it was just so much. I mean, you celebrate by like playing Kool and the Gang Celebration and dancing, with your favorite beverage and somebody, that you love. All right, Loto, if you're gonna be there tomorrow, I'll come by and get it. But it's crazy. It is crazy out here. It's like, I mean, I'm hearing people with like shooting guns. I mean, it started all day yesterday. It's going on right now. I don't know if you'll be able to hear some of it. And fireworks are dangerous. I mean, yeah, if somebody wants to be able to do it, then yeah, that's on you. Firing a firearm, discharging a firearm, is illegal. And I'm just saying, to people who just want to do that, is that, you know let's talk about being considerate. I mean, I know for seniors, I've had a couple of seniors call me last night. They were worried, they were scared, and I mean, I understand that. Um, I understand that, and I understand that, when you're older or when you're children, or if you're someone that has PTSD, or if you have some type of issue like that, I mean, this becomes very, very nerve wracking. And for those of us that have furry children, again, extremely nerve wracking. And I just, there are ways in which you can do it. There's ways you can do it safely. When you shoot something, hey, Rachel, when you shoot up something in the air, it comes down. And so there are people, hey, is that Clara from Chattanooga? It causes trauma. And so when we are sitting around talking about what we're doing in the name of our freedom, I think we have to also look at how we are affecting other people, neighbors and people we supposed to care about, by our behavior. And so right now, the way it is that the state limits cities' ability to regulate fireworks. Um, and we're gonna keep pushing on that because it is very, very, very stressful for people, um, and it really causes them rough days and rough nights. And for some people, depending on where you are in the spectrum, it could take you days. It could take you days to get back where you were from being traumatized by all the stuff you heard. I know for tonight, and I called the police a couple of times because I thought, I don't know. I mean, this was large. I mean, what is larger? I mean, I know what gunshots sound like. I mean, these sounded like almost like dynamite. I mean, it was that loud, and I knew I was in relatively close proximity to it, and so I call the police and make a report. And so we want you to do that as well. Um, you know, and we know that people are really slick. When they see the police roll up, they move out of the way, and when the police go, it's like Debo. When Debo come, I be quiet. When Debo leave, I be talking again, that type of thing. So I just want to to know, particularly for those of you who have children and loved ones that are engaged in that type of behavior. Um, do me a favor and talk to them. All right, I want you to do that. And good to see. Uh, oh, Karen Hughes from Fort Knox. Are you here this week or are you there this week? Y'all tell me to turn my volume up. All right, I think my volume is up. Let me see. I think my volume is all the way up. Um, so that's the first thing. I'm looking at my settings. Let me see. Let me look at my settings since y'all say y'all can't hear me. Everybody saying turn my volume up. Let me see. Turn my volume up. Let me see. Turn my volume up. My volume is up. It's up as much as I can have it be up. I think. Yeah. It's as loud as it can be. So I'll try to talk a little louder. Um, talk a little bit a little louder. So that's the first issue. The second issue that is on my mind, and I'll go ahead and answer the brother that asked the question earlier. And I don't know if you like being serious or not. The city of Savannah has nothing to do with Chick-fil-A and Savannah Mall. Nothing. We don't own Savannah Mall. We don't own Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A has been closed in Savannah Mall for probably a year or so. And they closed down because Savannah Mall didn't have any business enough to generate to keep a store in there. It was not Savannah Mall's decision. I think it was Chick-fil-A's decision not to maintain their store there. So, I mean, you doing a petition to me about Chick-fil-A there, I mean, is really a waste of time because I have nothing to do with Chick-fil-A in Savannah Mall. And I'm not trying to be elementary or anything about that, but, I have nothing to do with Chick-fil-A in there, okay? So you might want to talk to the franchise owners of Chick-fil-A and have them to determine. But I mean, just be honest. I mean, the foot traffic is just not in Savannah Mall to warrant having a Chick-fil-A there. However, there is a Chick-fil-A about a mile going north on Abercorn, right at Abercorn in front of Home Depot and Lowe's. You can go over there and get that. So I wanted to answer that. Next thing, we're gonna be a little quick because it's a holiday, but y'all say y'all wanted to get together, so we're getting together. So, next thing, it's all been said and done. For those of you who live in Georgia, it's time. It's time for you to vote. On Tuesday, well, let me go back. We had about 19,000 absentee ballots that we were looking for. I'm sorry, 26,000 we were looking for. So if you have an absentee ballot, do like I did. Fill it out and drop it in a secure drop box. I think we have 10 of them all over the county. Go ahead. It's secure. Go ahead and drop it in. Simple. You can go ahead and get that done. So, that's probably the best way to do it. And so go ahead and get it done. If not, on Tuesday from 7 to 7 is the election day. I am happy to see it come, and I'm happy to see it go. I mean, I've gotten more paper from candidates. I've seen more ads. I don't mind seeing some lawyer ads for a change, personal injury lawyers, because I mean, it's just somebody has their ad and somebody has their ad and they have their ad and their ad, and it's just crazy. It is all just crazy. So it's extremely secure. Go ahead and take advantage of it. I filled out an absentee ballot because I did not want to vote. I did not want to get in line and vote. So early voting ended yesterday, so there is no more early voting. Now it is just either an absentee ballot that you could drop until 7 p.m. on Tuesday, but we don't want you to wait till Tuesday. We want you to drop it now. Or Tuesday's the day to vote. And if you waited till Tuesday, I hope that you recognize that you're in it till you vote. You're going to get in there and you're going to make it happen, right? So make sure you go ahead and get it done. So we appreciate that. And let's get that done. Jeffrey, what am I doing to reach out to the Hispanic community? Well, Jeffrey, I started Hola Savannah, Hispanic Outreach and Leadership and Advocacy Program. It's a task force that is led by Hispanic leaders that are reaching out directly to Hispanic folks in Savannah. As a matter of fact, Alfonso Rabo, who is the president of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, is a member of our OLA Savannah Task Force. So you can reach out to him. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, so that's the deal with that. The world is looking at Georgia. Everybody's looking at Georgia. Everybody is looking at Savannah. We've gotten unprecedented attention, and for us, I'm saying I like people to come, but make sure that you remember us when it's all over with. And so we've been able to do that. Okay. All right. See, Metropolitan Savannah Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is on board, so you can connect with them to see what we're doing to connect with the Hispanic community. So I want you to go ahead and do me a favor. If you haven't liked my page already, people told me I need to tell people to like my page. Please like this page. And the reason why you like it is so that we're able to do a better job of when we push out videos and things. No problem, Jeffrey. Appreciate it. When we do a better job of when we put something out, then it seems like you'll get the video. So do me a favor, please like my page, share this video, ask other people to like the page. I was told I need to have 30,000 people. Hey, Arlene, good to see you. 30,000 people we're trying to get. So we want your help in having 30,000 likes. So if you would do me that favor, take a moment and like my page, and of course share our date night. The greatest thing about date night is the more the merrier. The more people at the table, the merrier. And so we're excited about that. And also, for my Christmas gift, I bought me another pair of glasses. See. So I got that. I bought it for Foresight, Forsight, Foresight, and that's on 350 MLK Junior Boulevard. And so, that's what I bought for myself. Y'all talked about me bad enough about, so now I have like two really nice glasses, sets of readers from Foresight. And I will tell you, they fit well. Hey, Jahada, thank you so much. Hey, Sister Barbara Foster, thank you so much as well. Thank you for joining us. But I can look, I can see, and it all looks really, really clear. So, I'm doing that. That's what I'm doing. So, now let's talk about. Oh yeah, Marjorie. Well, we got to buy local. The way we're going to get out of this is to ensure that Savannah businesses survive and Savannah small businesses survive. And for us, that means that we can't go, well, Cheryl, when you go to Foresight, tell them that I sent you. But, we can't determine for everybody else. I mean, the fact is, we have money. And we make choices about where we spend our money. And I'm saying, you want to go to Amazons of the world and all that stuff is fine. But on the other end, hey, Carrie, good to see you. But the thing about it is that you have the ability to help to spend money that is recycled in your community. Hey, Edie, good to see you. Hey, Alverna, thank you. Happy New Year. For us, that's the way we're going to help Savannah to survive some of this, by keeping our small businesses viable. And I'm sure Marjorie Young will tell you that. We keep them viable, we keep them strong by spending money in them. And that means we have to walk in and we have to purchase stuff. And so, Amazon had a really good sale on some real nice readers. But I say, you know what? I need to figure out a way of supporting local businesses. So that's why I went ahead. I mean, we talk about it. So I'm telling you now, that's what we're doing, and that's what I'm committed to doing. And so I'm asking you, as our date night family, to be intentional about supporting small businesses. If you would do that, please. They are wonderful. These are very good folks. They do great things. Perry Rubber Bike Shop. They have great bikes. Tasha, thank you so much as well. Dr. Sharon Dr. Sharon, thank you so much. Catalina, we have not talked about recycling yet, but we will. So I wanted to talk about that. So Takitha, send me a message offline and we'll talk about it. All right, so let's talk about this week. Let's talk about what's going on. Judy, if you have not received your absentee ballot, you need to go on Tuesday and go vote. Just go and vote. Just go vote. Oh yeah, Paulita, yeah. Tell them I sent you. I mean, look. I mean, I look like really like I'm smart or something. I mean, and like I said, and it fit better than I wish I could show you my other pair. But I mean, it fits good, and I see it. Um, you know, so it is good. So this weekend was crazy, crazy, crazy. There were a bunch of people in town, and I was down or in and around the city New Year's Eve and today, and I was really, again, a lot of people in from out of town, a lot of people. And you could tell who the locals were, and you could tell who wasn't locals, and a lot of folks not wearing masks. And I called and told our police department and our COVID resource team that I didn't see them, and I wanted to see them. I wanted to see them out there enforcing it. There were a couple of tour groups I seen go by, and they didn't have masks on. I got on my phone, I called the number off of it, and told them, I'm gonna send the police after you. Um, you know, we can't play with this. There is every indication that is coming forth that we're going to have an unprecedented bump. You think the bump was bad in November. This bump is going to be something very, very significant, extremely significant. And if we're not careful, we're really going to be messed up. And, the fact is that, I'm concerned about people who work in our local businesses, people who work in our hotels, people who work in our restaurants, and people just don't care enough to be able to wear a mask or social distance or wash their hands. There are some businesses here that I won't name I'm disappointed with, but again, the law says that they can choose whether to require a mask or not. And so they'll say, oh yeah, you can wear a mask if you want to, but they don't require it. And I'm disappointed. I mean, the fact is the money really worth it? That's the decision that you have to make. Chantel, I know. Well, this was just because this was called resting. I mean, I'll tell you about that in a minute. I took some time to kind of, rest over the last couple of days. I mean, I slept like 8 hours, like 3 or 4 days in a row, and so that was what the deal is. So, but I was downtown today. I'm going downtown in a few minutes to go look around, and we're just taking notice because I think what some businesses do not understand is that if they close, I mean, if we are in a position where we have to shut down, that's a problem. That's the problem, being shut down for a long time. Is the money worth it now? I mean, that's the question. And so I've known of people, the highest rate of COVID deaths since this happened has been in December. Several people I know within the last, several days or weeks have died because of COVID. And so I'm very, very concerned about the safety and viability. I'm concerned about downtown. I'm concerned about, our south side. There's some businesses out there acting real crazy, and we had to go get them right. And so that's the deal. That's what the deal is about that. So, hey, Pastor Hart, good to see you. Torrentio, what is Jade Roller? Who's Jade Roller? All right. So, so last night, within a very short time after the New Year, we had a double shooting. This happened in a club called the Treehouse, and I don't know all the details. It's still being investigated, so I want to be very careful about what I say because I want to make sure that I'm not saying things or speaking out of turn. What I understood was that there was an incident within a club. This club is supposed to check for weapons, and obviously, if people got into the establishment with weapons, then obviously they weren't checking very well. I do know from being downtown and around that these clubs were trying to make the best of it, and they were packing people in there. I mean, nobody was social distancing. Nobody was having 35% of their um, you know of their people in there. I mean, that was foolishness. Shauna, hello. Tammy, Happy New Year. I want my care package, please. Thank you, ma'am. Um, and so, um, you know, there was a shooting over some altercation, and I understand, two people were shot, one person lost their life. Um, and so as far as I'm concerned, my position is um, that um, I want to have a show cause hearing. Um, I want to know why we should allow this club to continue to keep their license. Um, Obviously, it's been um, too much stuff happening, and if you cannot um, appropriately take care and manage your club, then maybe we should not have a alcohol license from the city of Savannah. Again, I will say that um, these are my opinions only and do not reflect the city of Savannah or anybody else. These are just my views. Um, but well, Travis, we know. I know you are enforcing the 35% rule. I do know that. I do know it because I was going to come by there and they said that y'all are already at y'all capacity. So we Travis, we know you, Club One, we know y'all represent. So yes, but um, but see, for people like Travis who does the right thing, it's not fair for them when you have other people who are not doing the right thing, and they become basically, COVID hotspots. They become super spreader events, and that's a problem for me. That's a problem. And so, again, my position is, and as soon as the next weekday comes, um, you know, I'm asking that there be a show cause hearing, and we find out what's going on here, because somebody lost their life, and each of these clubs are supposed to have a security plan. I do know that there were Savannah off-duty officers supposedly working there, and so, again, I don't know much else about what happened or what occurred, but I mean, just imagine you make it over the hump of 2020 to 2021, and you make it over, and you die within the same area. So, um, let me see. Um, well, Takitha, that is true. It makes it legal unless the owner says that it doesn't. A person owner of an establishment can restrict guns coming into their area. So that's the deal with that. So you all wanted to know what I thought about it. That's what I think about it, and it's called the Tree House. It's in the city market, and again, I'm sad about what happened. I don't want to draw conclusions. I want to talk with staff, find out what occurred, and to me, if it's a failure of the business, then we need to talk to about what the deal is. Yeah, Lakeisha, I like Club One too. They have great food as well, and they enjoy going there, and so that's the deal with that. Um, so let's get into what the last thing I wanted to talk about was. We want to talk. It's a new year. It's a new page. It's a new opportunity. The page has been turned. It is different. It is different. And so, a couple of things. Six things I wanted to talk to you about. And I'll be out of your way in about 10, 15 minutes. And I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. And, what? The overhead was $50 a head. Really? Well, if you have any information about that, send that to me. Because we have there was a restaurant over on the south side. You know, if you're in a restaurant, you go to a restaurant to eat. You don't go into Chili's to eat and then they turn around and charge you admission to get in. And so we have to deal with that. We have to deal with that, and we're going to deal with that. And I promise you, we're going to deal with that. So anyway, so the Twilight Zone marathon is on, and my favorite all time Twilight Zone marathon is one called To Serve Man, and that's actually on the Sci-Fi Channel like right now. I heard the music, that's how I knew that it was the Twilight Zone marathon. I've been watching the Twilight Zone marathon for almost a day and a half, and it goes on for the rest of the night, and I'm excited to be able to do that. So anyway, New Year's resolutions. New Year's resolutions. Wanted to talk about some things that we can talk about, things maybe you might want to consider for 2021. 2021, just things you could think about, things hopefully you will consider. The first thing is I want you, and I stole this from Dr. Bertice Berry, so don't tell I stole it from her, but it made so much sense, that live well and don't live big. Many of us, well, Ed, it's actually, Twilight Zone was actually on, it's on Sci-Fi Channel today, Sci-Fi Channel. But anyway, live well, don't live big. I mean, a lot of times we work so hard to buy the big things and enjoy the big things and the expansive things and the extravagant things that we don't live well. And in 2021, for us, for our date night family, in 2021, I am praying that you live well. Live well is in the best of your circumstance, wherever it is. I want you to live well, and I'm going to put this in here. Live well. Don't live big. Because I think what happened was in 2020 taught us that those of us who were really focused on living big really had a problem because we were not living well. And I want us to really focus on finding ways to really live well. And again, live well for everybody is something different. But I want you to figure out what well is and not go for big. Let's create ways to be able to live well. Live well. The second thing I think that we need to talk about is to make sure you have a will. I'm gonna write that down. We want you to have a will. If you don't have one, go ahead and say you don't have one. Tell the truth. Live. I want you soon, first quarter. I want you to get a will, a living will, and some type of health care proxy. And I think they're almost the same thing. So, okay, or advanced health care directive. And some of these terms are somewhat, interchangeable. Right. So what we deal with here in Savannah and a lot of the issues we've had in our city is that we have people that die. They don't think so. All right, Cheryl, we want you to. I'm gonna have a section. We're gonna have a session on wills, and I have somebody that's gonna come in and talk to us about having a will. So we want you to have a will because all a will is basically saying is the day will come when you won't be here anymore. And do you want a court to determine what the things you worked hard so far for your life to go? Even if you don't have much, what you have is yours. They're yours. And so I want to make sure that you get you a will. I know families now that don't talk because mama died, because big mama died, and they did not have a will. Yeah, well, yeah. We're gonna get you. We're gonna get y'all some information about that. We're gonna help you with that. We're gonna get some folks on, and we'll talk about um, how to get your wills. I'm gonna schedule. As a matter of fact, by next week, I'll have the whole schedule about when we're gonna have the session for you to be able to talk about it, and then determine to do that. So that's one. You got to have a will, because your kids who get along well because you are alive start hating each other when you're dead, because all of a sudden everybody remembers stuff that you told them. Well, mama told me this and mama told you that, and they go on. And then what happens in Savannah is we have houses that when people say this is horrible, do something with that house, you can't do anything in the house because the house is in some type of probate. You have all of these heirs, so that's part of the problem. You need to have a will. You need to be very clear, and everybody needs to be very, very clear about what happens to your stuff when you leave. First thing. Second thing, you need to have a living will or an advanced health care directive, because you need to understand, people need to be very clear about what it is, and that's a good point, Patricia. You know, I had one where I was near a family, and they had somebody that died, and they wanted to. Yes, Jackie. Yes, you do need a will. Yes, let's make it all clear, because somebody might ask, I might come up and say, "Hey, I'm Jackie's kid too." You never know. So, but like I said, your kids, everybody's fine until you die, and then they hate each other. And then I know families that are not talking right now, forever. They're not talking because mama or daddy didn't leave a will, and so stuff is all over the place. Be very clear about it. Be very transparent about it. It's not a morbid thing. You know, hey, one day I recognize I will not be here. And because of that, I want to make sure that the things that I've worked so hard for, I want to make sure that you have this, you have this, you have this. My favorite earrings, you get this, you get the family Bible. And I'm saying that because what ends up happening is stuff starts disappearing. So you want to go ahead, you want to get that done, and then once it's done, of course, you want to be able to file it so that it's in the courts, so that everybody's very clear about what the deal is. And you want to have that conversation so everybody's very clear. Families that do that well really work out well. And then going back to Pat's point, there was a family where, half the kids wanted the mama cremated, half the kids wanted the mama buried. And both kids said that the mama told them she wanted to be cremated, and somebody else said that, "Hey, William, how you doing?" And they were saying, "Hey, she wanted to be cremated," or I'm saying they wanted to be buried. So they're in this mortal fight about what it was going to be. I mean, again, you don't want your family to have to go through all that. You know, be specific. If you like your white dress, then tell them to put you in your white dress, and then pay for it in advance. It's those types of things that have families really, really messed up. Katrina, thank you for joining us. So that's the second thing. So, and then of course, you want to be sure you're very clear, and I have not followed up, but I am. That's part of my New Year's resolution. That if you get sick, or you can't make medical decisions for yourself, who's going to make those decisions? I'll be sitting around here on life support, with a cold or something, and somebody be like, pull a plug, pull a plug, pull a plug. No, 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 no. I want to be very clear, very transparent about what it is, what my wishes are. And I want to make sure that I have it in a sheet of paper. I want to make sure that I have it filed with the hospital and filed with my attorney, and all my kids know and are very clear about what my health care, how far I want you to go to keep me alive. So again, we don't want to see your families fighting in the hospitals and fighting, over that kind of stuff. That's not the time. So you know best what your wishes are. Don't put that burden on your kids. Put it in writing about what it is. And again, we're going to have someone come on, and we're going to talk about wills and advanced healthcare directives and living wills and healthcare proxies, so that everybody, again, is very, very clear. And this year, we all are going to work. Hey, Latasha Barnes, good to see you, sweetie. Love you and appreciate all you do. So we want to be able to have you do that. The next thing is, so one is live well, one is to get your business in order. You want to have a will or advanced health care or a living will. And then we want you to make sure that you have Wendy, thank you, that's a good point, a durable power of attorney. We're going to talk about all that. You want to make sure that you take care of your temple. And I mean, you don't have to say much about that. We all got to do better. And every year we say we're going to do better. And so hopefully find something you can do to do better. Find something, whatever it is. If it's going to be walking, if it's drinking more water, I want you to go ahead and do that. And we'll have somebody on to talk about ways of being able to do that. So that's good. It's going to be a good way to make sure that you're healthy. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you are on Friday night date night with me, that means you're not all that young. We're a mature group around here, and so we want to make sure that we're taking care of the only temple that we have. Okay, so we want to live well. We want to have a will. And we want to take care of our temple. And number four was we want to stop making excuses for bad behavior. And in 2021, I'm just going to be, a lot more cognizant. And, I think we often make excuses for bad behavior, and I don't think that we should. I don't think we should. And so I want to make sure that we are doing what we can to do better, and stop doing these types of issues where we keep making excuses for people's bad behavior. I'm not doing that in 2021. I did that a lot in 2020 and 2019. We're not doing that. Number four is probably one of the most important ones. In 2021, I want us to be intentional, whatever it is. Let's be intentional. I'm sorry, I'm supposed to be typing this stuff down, right? I forgot. Let's see. Number three was. I'm sorry. I'm just running my mouth. Do something. All right. All right. And then four was stop making excuses for bad behavior. All right, we want to stop making excuses for bad behavior. And five was be intentional. I mean, whatever it is that you're doing, be intentional about it. I've learned now that everything I do needs to have a purpose of some sort, and so be intentional. Figure out ways to be intentional. Your time is your time. Use your time wisely. We don't have time to waste time. And in 2020 and 2019, I wasted a lot of time because I wasn't necessarily intentional about my time. And so let's try that for this year. Let's try to find ways to be intentional in the things we do, the things we say, the places we go, the people we're around. Let's be intentional about that. It's our time, so we want to make sure that you are very intentional about that. Good to see you, Gina. Happy New Year, Gina. Good to see you. What number am I on? I'm on number 5. What number am I on? Let me see. Oh, 5. I'm on number 6. So number 6, I only got 2 more. 6 was I don't choose my problems, but I choose my response. Okay? And, I think this goes for us. We've had a really rough year. Last year was a very, very rough year for everybody. Everybody. And, we can't choose what happens to us, but we can choose how we respond to it. And sometimes it's the response that makes a difference. And so, although we'll have challenges, we'll have challenges that will come up and come around, and we'll deal with those things. We have to choose what our responses are. And sometimes it's our response that either solves the problem, negates the problem, or sometimes exacerbates the problem. So we want to be um, much more intentional about our responses to how we face the issues that we deal with. So um, you don't choose your problems, but you do choose your responses. And in 2021, we are going to choose our responses. We're going to choose our responses. And finally, Valeria and Jossie, stop it. Um, this is probably the most important thing. Um, well, let me go back. There's another one. There's another one. There is another one. Let me check it, make sure I'm on the right one. Right. Seven. Well, seven. I actually have two more. Seven is you got to write it down. There is something. Hey, Erica, you see that, right? You like Erica? You like it? See, so Erica is over there at Foresight. See, Erica, some of the families coming over to see you. So we want you to write it down. Um, Things don't happen unless you write it down. So there is some merit to people having vision boards and journals and stuff. You usually don't commit to something until you write it down. The Bible is very clear. Write the vision, make it plain. It didn't say the vision. It said write the vision. Write it down. And so commit to this year, whatever it is, these things, I'm writing them down. I'm keeping them in front of me. I want to make sure that I'm very, very clear about what it is that I'm doing. So I want you to write it down. Catalina says, all right, visualize it. That's a very good word. We want to write it down. And Jackie, for some of us older ones, that's right. Remember where you wrote it down or where you put it. You want to write it down. You want to write it down. You want to write it down. That just has some value to be able to do that. Make that a contract to yourself. Hey, Jan, it's good to see you. Put it in your car. Put it, on your refrigerator. Put it in your mirror. Write it down. Make it plain. See it every day and then walk in it. If you see it enough, you remind yourself of it, you start doing it. So that was that one. So you want to make sure that you write it down. And eight. I got one more after that. Is, hey, Cynthia Jenkins, good to see you. 8 is check your circle. Gina, you have a planner? Check your circle. Some people are being deleted from Facebook from me, blocked right now on my personal page. Because, if you're not for me, why not have you as my friend? It's called friendship, Facebook friend. And so I have learned to start keeping my circle very small. That's why I only let 300 of y'all in here, because we circle. We're a close circle. Everybody is not for you. And sometimes we waste a lot of our time hanging around people and being around people and spending energy on people who are not for you. So if they're not for you, if they're not on your team, if they're not on your squad, then why spend time on them? Why waste time on them? Check your circle, check your friends, and if they don't have your back, and if you're not absolutely sure they got your back, then you might need to do something about that. And I've learned. Hold on a second, Mr. Chambers. To serve man, it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. I love it. But again, you want to make sure that you check your circle. And I've learned that. Keep them small. Keep it for people who have your back. Keep it with people who will tell you the truth, and keep it with people who are smarter than you. Fortunately, my circle is smaller than me. And you find out. And if you want to know who your true friends are, get in trouble. Yeah. Get broke. Lose your job. Or lose your relationship. If you really want to see, or be down on your luck for a while. And you'll find out exactly who your friends are. And I will tell you that for me, today was 1 year. Um, oh, Joan, that's great advice. Um, for me, it was like, um, it was just one of those types of things. I mean, you have to keep that circle. You have to keep people who you know are going to have your back. And when hard times come and bad times come, people disappear. They disappear. And like I said, today was 1 year since um, I took the oath of office 1 year ago today to become mayor of this city. And people I thought were my friends were not my friends. But then people who I didn't think would have my back did have my back. So the real reality of it is that as you move, as you go through life, I mean, people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. If they are in your life for a reason or a season, that means that they're time limited. And when their reason is played out, or when their season is played out, then their purpose is over. And it's okay. It's really okay to go ahead and take that friendship and allow it to go ahead and die a graceful end. We need you to be able to do that. And Katina, I'm talking about you anyway. But anyway, I'm messing with you. So let's do that. Let's make sure that we have people in our circle who's loyal to us, who help us and will work with us. Um, Cynthia, Mother Jenkins says we will pray, and we will pray. Um, so that was number 8. So yeah, check your circle, check your circle, check your circle, check your circle, um, because again, we just don't know how all this stuff plays out. I'm looking. Was that number? I'm looking to see. Make sure I got the right number. So number 9 is um, and this is going to sound really stupid in a way. Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Anybody, some of you are old enough to remember, Bobby McFerrin, that song. It's a little song I wrote. You might want to sing it note for note. Don't worry, be happy. You know what? I think Bobby was on to something. The point of the matter is that we don't know what the future holds. Last year was a rough year. This year, I'm sure will be a rough and challenging year. We've lost a lot. We'll lose more. But you don't have to worry about the future when you know who holds the future. You know, live in your moment. Don't worry about tomorrow. Tomorrow take care of itself. And so although we have sense and we have wisdom and we live in wisdom and we prepare for tomorrow, don't become over obsessed about it. Because sometimes if you're looking too much into the future, and I'm talking personally, if you're working too much into the future, then you forget about living in today. And the fact is, no one ever lives in tomorrow. Everyone always lives in today. So enjoy today. Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow still to come. The moment you have now is the moment that you're living in. And so I know that a lot of us, Dawn, leave Erica Morrow alone. That's my doctor. So leave her alone, Dawn. Dawn, you can't take everybody. See? See, Dawn? See? So, the gift, um, the gift is the present. And so, we want you to be in the moment, live in the moment, appreciate the moment for what it is. Don't wait till tomorrow for what you could do today. And so I think if we're able to do that, I think that we can have a really, really good year. I'm convinced that God is already in the future. God is already in tomorrow. And so he already knows, and if he already knows, then He's already there. And if he's already there, he already knows. If he already knows, then it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right. And so if we're going to be all right, you're going to be all right, and I'm going to be all right. We have to use wisdom. We have to use common sense. We have to wash our hands, watch our distance, and wear our mask. Yes, but we will be able to make it through this. And again, I want to tell you how much I've appreciated you all just hanging with me this year. Um, 2020 made my day so much better. Um, the year I got through this pandemic because of y'all. I just look forward to hanging in. Monica was late. Number one was live well and not big, and number two was to get a will, healthcare directive, living will, and all those things. So, Erica Morrow, you're not supposed to be talking to Dawn Baker. Um, I'm your patient, not her. Okay, local business. See, this is my educated look. So when you see me put these on, um, thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you. When you see me put my glasses on during city council meeting, looking all intelligent, you know I'm getting ready to say something real deep. I mean, I'm gonna put them on and be like, and say, I'll just look real do that. So, but anyway, we're gonna be okay, y'all. We love you. We appreciate you. I want you to know, if you have not heard it today, if you have not heard it this year, I want to be the first person to tell you you are special. I want to tell you that you mean something. You have value. Your life has value. I'm sorry for how people have treated you. Um, I know it's been a really rough year for many people, and I'm sure I can understand, um, you know, what you all have been through, but I do know that we've gone through it together. We're all going through it together. So, somebody asked a question about schools. Hey, Sonia White, good to see you. Sandra, thank you very much. Yes, very alpha-like. Well, two of the three indicators I understand are up. And so if they're up, I think if they get all three in the red, then automatically there will be no school. If our numbers shoot up, I don't think we should have kids back in school. That's just the deal. I want to make sure we do that. Oh, okay. So Caitlin says, I got to put them on my bridge of my nose. Wait a minute. Put them on the bridge of my nose. And then push it back every now and then, How's that? Does that look like? Does that look dignified enough? Sharon, what mask you want? Oh, can you have the mask? What mask you want, Sharon? I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, Garnett, greetings to you, ma'am. Good to see you as well. So anyway, it's going to be a great year. It's going to be our year. We're going to stand together. We're going to claim it. We know that there'll be some ups and some downs, but as long as there's Friday night, we will get through it together. We will get through it together. Again, look forward to it. A couple of things are going to happen this year. The first thing is our education series. All the things we talked about, living well and not living big, about having a will healthcare proxy. We're going to talk all about that, about stop making excuses for bad behavior, about taking taking care of your temple, about being intentional, about not choosing your problems but choosing your response, about checking your circle, and about don't worry and be happy. The Vice President-elect Kamala Harris will be in our community on Sunday from 1 to 4 at, I think it's at Groves High School parking lot. That's the last I've heard about that. So anyway, love you all. Appreciate you, Big Brother Van Kennedy. Good to see you, sir. But then this is going to be a good year for us. As long as they're Fridays, we're going to get together. And during this year, we're going to find, 12 times. I'm hoping for maybe 12 times a year, we'll find somebody to bless. We did it a couple of times last year. You really made the difference. So maybe we'll find a way to do it, space it out a little bit more. And let's find a way to bless local people or people doing great things to help people. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Mwah! Appreciate you. Love you all. There's nothing you could do about it. Again, I'm Van Johnson. This is the first day of the first year after 2020. This is our best year. We are Savannah Strong because we show Savannah love. Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Tam, love as well. Thank you. We're Savannah Strong. You will keep it being Savannah Strong. Have a great first of your week. Let's put those good habits into place immediately, and then we're going to make it happen. All right? Thank y'all so much. Bye-bye.